Good morning and happy Friday. It is Friday, May 8th. Made it through another week of our distance learning. We really only have three more weeks left. So I just want to say thank you for those of you who are staying engaged and doing these lessons and keeping up with your work and working hard to get that grade bump before the end of the semester. Um, Remember that if you need additional help or are struggling trying to get these lessons done, please reach out to me and we can make a plan. We do have our Google Meet today at noon, so I will see you guys at noon, hopefully. So lesson 12 is where we're at. Lesson 11 was kind of the intro to muscles and talking about muscle rules and how muscles work. Um, and you guys learned how to flirt. We looked at our striations and our muscles that help you wink, right? So the orbicularis oculi mean eye. We built this on our skeletons way back when, but you can see the striations are going to show you the movement of the muscle. So this is going to allow you to wink. And then the orbicularis oris is going to allow you to pucker. So oris meaning around the mouth. And then our zygomaticus. So remember the cheekbones are your zygomatic process that trace back to where your ear is. You can touch those cheekbones. And the zygomaticus is that muscle that's going to pull up each of your corners. So you can look at the striations of the muscles and figure out where their insertion is and where their origin is and what direction they're going to move when they pull against each other. So that was lesson 11, and lesson 12 is taking a little bit closer look at when those muscles do contract and pull, how are they doing that? So how are they shortening? And it goes down to looking at each individual little muscle fiber and what the muscle fiber is made up of. So that is part 2, and lesson 12 is all about muscle contractions. So I have linked 2 videos. We got the crash course video with a little bit more flair and humor to it, and then we've got the Bozeman science video that is a little bit more informative and direct. So I linked both of them. They're both good to watch. And I want you to take the 4.2 muscle concept quiz, which is kind of a nice bonus because you need to be taking these quizzes to get that extra 2% for all the quizzes. So this is a double dipping for you guys to get this lesson done and get one of those quizzes knocked out. And it is 4.2 right here, muscle concept check-in quiz. And it's going to go over lessons 11 and 12 and mainly use these notes right here. So go ahead for the explore option, watch those 2 videos, take the quiz, and then I asked you to label these 2 diagrams. So just labeling the structures of those 2 diagrams. So looking a little bit closer at that muscle fiber. There's that muscle fiber right there that we talked about, that string of spaghetti. And then in the explain, I had the crash course video playing, and as the crash course video was playing, I was listening and making questions. I was doing Edpuzzle before, and I do like Edpuzzle, but I feel like it's harder for me. There's more clicks to figure out. Since we're not using Google Classroom, it's harder for me to figure out whether or not you actually did the Edpuzzle. So to make it a little bit more relevant, I just listed the questions here on the side. So they are in chronological order for the crash course video, this video right here. So you can listen to Hank as he goes through and talks about the muscles. He does a good job. goes into, so he goes, mute him. So he's going to go into a little bit of the structure that we talked about last time in lesson 11, and then he's going to go into what's actually happening during what we call the sliding filament model. So have this playing, have your lesson open, and follow along and answer the questions right here on the side. They're pretty straightforward. And then we just have 3 reflection questions for you to respond here. So these answers under the explain are going to be shorter, more kind of like what's the name of this, what's happening here. And then the reflection should be complete sentences and a little bit more thoughtful of a paragraph that is supported with evidence. So make sure you guys are being thoughtful and thorough before you submit. I'm trying to keep up on your grading. I'm actually almost caught up. I think I'm about 20, 25 assignments behind total in your class, which is pretty good. So I am working through that, but to help me out, please make sure that you have it completely done and thorough before you turn it in so that I don't have to unsubmit and then you have to do work and then I have to grade it again. So that is it for lesson 12, and I will see you in a couple hours, hopefully, at our Google Meet. All right. Bye, guys.